The S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, that's what we're discussing here on the day. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ clearly made all-time highs. NVIDIA made all-time highs. It's another monster day. I will say, though, tomorrow Jerome Powell does talk, and that's going to be one of the key things going on tomorrow, so make sure you're watching, okay? That's around 12:35 Eastern, so 11:30 Central for me, whatever time zone you're in. Be on the lookout for that. It's going to be big, okay? Now, again, looking at the SPY, clear breakout going on there. The biggest thing was NVIDIA here on the day. I also published a video earlier going more in detail about NVIDIA, what's happening with semiconductors. You can go watch that video if you want. But NVIDIA basically announced a partnership with ChatGPT, OpenAI, for $100 billion to build out their next data centers, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, okay? So again, you break out, you push an all-time highs, getting ready. You need to get a hold above 184 to get the breakout. But again, above 179, like we said, straight into 184. But the biggest thing we're talking about right now is the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ pushed into 25K. And I really want you to just take a step back. Like, if you've been here on the channel, we've been talking. I get it. I seem like a permeable. I understand. I try to see the viewer side of this, but I can only call what I see. And when you're on this channel, I don't care about the backlash I get. I don't care if you guys talk trash. I like some good back. I do. I got like good trash talk, guys. But at the end of the day, when you zoom out, it's what we've been saying. You retested your previous all-time highs, as you can clearly see. Perfect test, as you can see right here of your previous all-time high. You bounced off it once. You held your 50 MA. You grinded to the upside. This is the daily chart. Beautiful, beautiful chart. Not only did you do that, but you did the same overall pattern again over the past 4 days. Your previous all-time high here, right? You retest it. You find buyers. You shoot up. And this isn't a I told you so. This isn't a, whatever. At the end of the day, someone has to be the liquidity. Better you than me. But I'm just going to tell you right now, it's the same thing going on. And this isn't to show there's a secret sauce. It's just looking and doing the same thing every day in the market, guys. Creating a plan, marking out your levels, and understanding what's happening as far as buyers and sellers and how you're kind of moving in the market. That is really what we're doing here, okay? So, again, when you see people pushing these crazy, viewpoints, I don't do none of that. I don't go down to the rabbit hole of, oh, this is a bubble, this and that. Because those guys, if you look at all those people that have said all that over the past 2 years, they've gotten torched, okay? And there's a reason why people make videos to cover up some of the stuff they talked about previously or whatever. It's not what we do here, guys. We show up every day. We make the videos. We do the work. We put in the work. We put in the time. And I'm going to tell you right now, before we go too far in the video, the common denominator between anyone that has success with whatever they're doing. I don't care if you own gas stations. I don't care if you're in the MLB. I don't care if you're trading stocks. The common denominator with success, typically 9 out of 10 times, is the persons who succeed the most put in the right amount of work. They practice, they refine their craft. That is generally what happens. They're not bouncing around. They focus on what they know works, and they get better and better and better at it. And that's what I want to do on this channel. That's my goal. That is my mission of option drops, of this channel, of everything, guys. That is the goal here, right? And to hopefully help you guys and give you guys some sort of edge in the market, right? You guys are responsible for your investments, but again, important to understand that. Let's dive into this today, guys. Now, I also want to say, if you are interested in how we trade, what we trade, the Discord link is down below. No pressure ever, but you can see all the trades. Monster trade last night. Core Weave, Discord, we murdered it on that one. That went crazy. Jordan had, we did not catch NVIDIA today. I will say that. Did not catch NVIDIA, but above 179, we did say it was going to pop off, but we did catch, we caught Apple, 103% on the day. Another monster trade there. We caught Tesla. So there were some really big trades across the board. So hopefully you guys saw what was happening there. And we have another monster trade that I'm going to tell you guys. I'm not gatekeeping. I never gatekeep. I always post what we're looking at, why we're looking at it here as well. You just get more access to it, obviously, with Discord. That link is down below. One other thing I will say, guys, if you're looking at prop firms, to get into prop firms, again, I'm a big fan of straight to funded accounts. I don't like going through the evals. Right now, they just added Project X to Tradeify, which I think has pushed Tradeify to that number 1 or 2 in the prop firm space now. I've been waiting for this. They finally did it. Use code JEFE for the discount. It's a little bit pricey, but I'm just telling you, if you want to go the eval phase, you can go with the 50K growth accounts. It's $102 all in. That's one of the best deals, if not the best deal that I've seen when it comes to accounts there. Top step is $200 all in, so it's double the price. So again, check it out. Links down below. Code JEFE as always. Now let's get into it, guys. The big trades, the big setups we're looking at. Now, I'm actually not going to make you wait till the end of the video to show you the big trade. I want to show you my favorite trade right now, okay? I'm going to go back into SPY and Qs here in a second, but hear me out. Number one, Pan W. I believe Pan W is an absolute unit here. I think this is ready to explode. This is a daily chart. This is not a small time frame. This is not like a 5 minute or a 1 hour. This is the daily. So this goes all the way back to November 2024. This is a ticking time bomb if I've ever seen one. I believe when it breaks, it could go past 220 quick. Okay, now I like to always show examples of stocks in the sector that are moving also. So one of those names is CrowdStrike, which is one of the big winners we just had also on the channel. And we said, if you get above 456, you're exploding. We said you could also get aggressive above the 50 MA if you held, which you did. You went straight like $50, almost seemed like instant. I would still be watching CrowdStrike above 491, but I think that Pan W is more of where that opportunity is right now. So again, Pan W, I think this runs to like 215, 220 in a hurry. It's right there at the breakout. Very big. Okay. Now I'm going to go more into futures real quick, and then we'll go back into what's happening there just so you have your levels, guys. Now, again, there's not a lot I can really go into detail here. Okay. I want to make this really clear, right? Everything that we do, if you're new to the channel, is based upon the reactions in the market, meaning where buyers and sellers have been, and then how we are reacting from those points now, for instance. Okay. So giving you an example. This is your previous all-time high here from this past Friday. Okay, so to start the week off, you can see this is where we're at. We push up here this morning, 8:30. We break above. You retest here. You push up. You kind of get another retest here, and you shoot back up. Great example of what's happening out there. You also had your opening range there as well, which was pretty awesome. But that's a great example. Now, targeting at all-time highs, again, you're in price discovery. So I never want to be the guy that's like, okay, well, this is your target at all-time highs, because you can't really put one. I don't, based on how I trade, it's hard to set targets out there. Now, 2,500 or 25K on NASDAQ, we said that because it was just a massive psych level, so we just assumed where it would be. But it was an assumption. It wasn't like a direct target, like something like this level is a key level, okay? Understand that. ES breaking out as well, previous all-time high there. You can see you kind of consolidated there, and then you shot up from there as well. Just giving you an example of why and what you're looking for. It's clear as day. There's no confusion. There's no secret sauce. It's just, it is what it is. You can't, the price action doesn't lie, okay? People might lie, your girl might lie, your best friend, your dad might lie, but not levels. As you can see here as well, your previous high here, you sat there all last night, 5 a.m., and then you slingshotted back up. So again, just so you can see what's going on there. So futures look good. As long as you hold these previous highs, you look fine. Looking for new highs, obviously you break above these highs and mount, you look really good. Simple as that, okay? SPY, Q, same thing, okay? Now, equities out there in the market. I've been saying, right, we've been talking a lot about, we're like, whenever NVIDIA can get back involved in the party, you're going to see all the rest of the names start working. We're seeing that right now. Now you're in this position of, okay, if NVIDIA starts breaking all-time highs, which is there right now, we'll see. I'm not long on NVIDIA. I'm going to make that transparently clear. You start holding 184, you're looking for that. Another conversation here is Apple. And if you're unaware, Apple just had their best quarter of sales for their iPhone, I think, ever. So this new iPhone they released, the pre-orders, all the sales coming in, broke every record. Apple pushing to all-time highs. Makes logical sense. Apple also is probably going to keep pushing into tomorrow. I want to also highlight something that, again, for some reason, we continue to discount. And it's something that I've been saying. And it's what we said about Google a few weeks ago, right? When they had earnings, and earnings were awesome. We're like, guys, look, Google's undervalued. Like, it should be at all-time highs. You had earnings, and then you went crazy, right? Amazon, it's one of the I think it's one of the undervalued names, sitting at the 50 MA, probably a buy. I'll come back to this, but worth mentioning. Amazon and Apple are the only Mag 7 names that haven't broken their recent all-time highs. Like, we need to think about that. Apple's all-time highs, these are back from December 2024. It's been basically stuck there. And I think it's a golden cross. I'm pretty sure it's a golden cross happening right now as well. I'm just saying what's happening. And for some reason, we overlook these names. And the number one thing that I saw being asked on my social media today was, well, why is Apple going up today? Well, first of all, if you did a 5-second search of just money sign AAPL, you would have found that they had their best day ever or best sales ever for the iPhone. But number two, Apple's been begging for a reason to explode. Begging. Because it hasn't even pushed last year's highs yet. It's one of the only names. So sadly to say it, people are like, oh, it's Apple's overvalued. Apple produces the most money from any company in the world. What are you talking about? Everyone in America, I don't care if you think that you're not innovating. I don't think they're innovating either. But they still dominate. Whether you like them or I like them, who cares? They dominate. You know what doesn't really lie more than levels? Money doesn't lie. When they report earnings, when they report how much money they make, that doesn't lie. No one cares about your opinion. You need to understand this game, only thing that matters is how much money these companies are making and what are they doing for future guidance. That's the bottom line. I don't care if you don't like it. And if you think that that's a dumb way to look at the market, well, then this game might not be for you. And this channel might not be for you because at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about is which companies are going to generate the most income to give us the best opportunity to make money. And if that company isn't doing it, then we probably should go short on them. That's the way you got to view this. Mag 7 names are exploding. They are just absolutely exploding. Another big name out there is CoreWeave. And I think CoreWeave is not done. I'm not going to lie, though. I got rid of most of my positions. Again, anytime you're in a position and it moves up about 100% in a day, I'm out of here, okay? But the beauty of this is you didn't even move as far as I wanted you to because you still have this gap right here into like 142 and target's like 147. So 142 being conservative, right? You didn't even move that far up. And the contract went up to like $11. That's crazy. CoreWeave still has momentum like to 140, 142 easy. So still be watching this. One of my favorite names out there as well. Very, very strong. Marvel, just so I don't forget, needs to get above 76. Above 76, it has room into $80. Be watching that one also. Okay, so these are the big, bad names out there. One of the big question marks for me right now is what's going on with Bitcoin. I don't know. This is weird action from Bitcoin and crypto. You might get a retest of previous highs down here, 108, 109. That would be an awesome setup. I'll be totally honest. That'd be the most ideal setup. We'll see what happens, okay? But yeah, Bitcoin should be following the stock market, in my personal opinion. The fact that it's not is weird, kind of weird. So again, it's kind of steering clear from some of those names. I still think, though, again, one of the bigger opportunities in the crypto space, you're going to hear me say it, I'm going to talk a lot about it, guys, is bullish, BLSH. This is the Tom Lee crypto ETF thing that he made, right? It's not an ETF, it's a stock technically, but yeah. I think bullish is one of the big names you got to watch. If this starts breaking $70, it's a slap. It's a slap, and by a slap, I think it has room to go crazy. We've seen something, again, the IPO names are scary, but it's important to know which ones have value and where that value starts to really show itself. And if this starts breaking out, I think this is one of those more affordable names in the crypto space that could make you some money. So be watching it, but again, you need to break 70 and hold. Really, you got to hold above 70. So what I'm watching from there also, I want to make that transparently clear. Amazon. I think Amazon's really interesting, okay? Now, Amazon, there's some big levels here. Number one, you're grinding on your 50 MA. I debated a while near the end of the day about buying Amazon. I really did. The only thing that stopped me is I've had a really Discord. If you know, we had a really good past few days, like 2 weeks. Okay, and I just don't think Amazon's something that's worth risking it for me right now. Maybe that's crazy. It's more of an intraday trade of what I'd be watching. But you've bounced so many times here on the daily at your 50. If you bounce again, you're probably pushing back into 230 conservatively, maybe back in 233 as a day trade. Be watching it. Really solid name. Looks really strong. Another name, Robinhood. It's just a beast. There's nothing really even to talk about here. You held $100. Like we mentioned, you shot up. I know you guys want me to talk about it, but you're at all-time highs. It's just a monster. Now, this is a hype name, and I have talked about this one a lot. Open Door. And I like Open Door, to be honest. I've talked so much. I talked about Zillow. I've talked about Open Door. I think there's opportunity there. But if you follow me on Twitter, let's go to Twitter real quick, guys. Let's go to Twitter really quick. I repeat myself a lot here. And I think it's important that we understand something. Like I mentioned before, you shouldn't be focused on 50 different stocks at one time. It's okay to have a watch list and scan through them to find opportunities, maybe over the weekend, whatever. But you need to focus on how can I think about it from I always compare building a house. Okay, I think this is a great metric to understand. Okay, if I go and I hire someone to build stuff in my house, I'm not going to hire one guy to do all the work. That's kind of crazy. Like that doesn't really make that much sense. I'm probably going to go hire a plumber. I'm going to go hire an electrician. I'm going to hire a carpenter to do my cab, whatever it may be, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to hire a billion different people to do this, or one person to do a billion different jobs, because he's probably going to mess up on those areas. So again, when we're looking at these stocks, it's okay to have a bunch of on your watch list, but when you're actually comes down to trading, how can you effectively watch 50 different stocks at the same time? I'm just saying. Open Door. One of those mid caps we've been watching here. I've been talking a lot about TikTok and Twitter. 1020 is this is a massive level. Everyone's trying to pump it. And I want to also let you know, guys, when you see on social media a lot of creators talking about one stock, I want to let you in on a little secret if you didn't know. People are talking about it because it's generating views. It's making them money. And there's nothing wrong with making money from clickbait, whatever like that. But when people aren't honest with it, that's usually where there's an issue. Okay? And you, as a viewer on social media, a viewer of me, I'm not responsible for your trades. I'm not, right? You need to go do your own research. Including even if you trust me, you should still go research things before you enter them, okay? Open Door, massive level. Anyone, a blind dog could have seen this level at 1050, 1020. A blind dog. We've been mentioning this in Discord nonstop. You have no liquidity. I say it all the time. Again, I repeat myself a lot because how I trade is 100% repeatable. Everything that we say on this channel is repeatable into another trade. Every single thing that we mention. There's no okay, guys, this is the perfect fair value gap. The square's the perfect size. The volume meter reached this point. The RSI 34. It's none of that mumbo jumbo, guys. It's simple. Understand where buyers and sellers are on repeat. Okay? When you move up fast, you can move down just as fast. And you're dropping here. 730 is the target. Gap fill at 590. Conservatively, 640. Easy. Slim pickings. I think I talked about this in Discord. $7 puts for October 17th were like under $1. Go look at them now. Again, just saying. So again, Open Door, really nice play to the downside. One play that I like, I still like Affirm. And someone mentioned in their Discord, I think he made a mistake, but whatever. Affirm, very similar chart to something like Open Door, except that level right there from the IPO. Look at what you're doing. You're mounting it. You're getting above it, and you're holding above it, not on a 5-minute, not on a 5th, on a daily chart. I still think Affirm is a monster above $90. The risk reward makes a lot of sense. Have time on your contracts. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what you like to see. Another monster setup is there. So again, those are the setups. That's everything I like, guys. Maybe I didn't go too. Maybe I've jumped around a little bit today. But hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you guys made some money. Let me know if you made any money today. Have a good one. Awesome trading day. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, traders.